A few years back, I spotted an opportunity during the Team Fortress 2 Smithmas event that seemed too good to pass up, investing in the four most expensive paints. I'm talking about the four big ones everyone wants. Pink as hell, the bitter taste of defeat and lime, a distinctive lack of hue, and an extraordinary abundance of tinge. They were for sale in the Manco store for 50% off. It looked like a safe bet and a surefire way to make a 2x profit fast. So I went for it. I bought 20 of each paint can at half price. Even though it was half of my inventory, I was confident that I could easily double my money. I mean, who wouldn't want these, right? They're always in demand. After I purchased them and did more research on when to sell, a concerning thought hit me. What if they don't actually rise back up in price and sell as easily as I thought? Sure, these paints are popular, but the market can be unpredictable. Imagine heavily investing into these paints, being confident it will pay off. But as time goes on, the doubt creeps in and the market doesn't rebound like you expected. The stress of waiting is compounded by a realization. You're not the only one who jumped on this opportunity. Hundreds of other traders had the same idea, flooding the market with these paints. This oversaturation leads to undercutting, making it even harder to sell at a profitable price. It's not just the waiting close to a year that's the most agonizing. It's watching others undercut your listings, driving prices down, and turning your smart move into a challenging ordeal. The following year, I reevaluated what I would do when the sale would happen. After reflecting on the previous year's experience, I came up with a new strategy. Instead of converting my items into Steam Wallet funds to invest in paints, which could almost take a year to appreciate in value, I decided to stick with active trading. Especially during December when sales tend to skyrocket, I saw an opportunity to capitalize on the heightened market activity. This approach meant avoiding the long wait and hassle associated with the paint investment and leveraging the increased sales potential during the festive season. Looking back, I saw a clear contrast in outcomes. While many traders were still stuck with their paints, waiting for prices to rise, my decision to focus on active trading paid off. I was able to make way more profit through regular trades in way less time, avoiding the long wait and uncertainty that came with the paint investment. This success really put into perspective the effectiveness of staying active in the market, especially during peak trading times like December. Now imagine your own strategy. Imagine if, instead of locking up all your funds in long term investments like paint, you actively traded during high activity periods. Visualize the potential profits you could make, similar to how I capitalized on the market's dynamic. This isn't just my success story. It's a feasible approach for any trader looking to maximize gains without getting bogged down by slow moving investments. As we've explored the challenges and risk of investing in Smith paints, it's clear that a strategic approach is crucial. So, what's the best move? In the next part of our video, we're going to break down our final framework. This is where I'll lay out a step by step guide, giving you clear pointers on why avoiding patent investments might be your best bet and what effective strategies you can adopt instead. Part 1 Tip 1 Resist the Smith sale temptation. While the Smith 50% off paint sale might seem appealing, it's widely known to everyone that plays Team Fortress 2 and will obviously oversaturate the market, sending the paints to be half off on the market as well when they're tradable or even before. It's all about supply and demand. The demand will stay the same or will slightly go up for the new Smithmas case, but the supply will absolutely go through the roof. The wait for potential profit is long, often up to 10 months, and even then, you're looking at about 50 to 75% profit if everything lines up perfectly. The market's unpredictability makes this a risky and time consuming investment. Who's to say that there's not going to be that one guy with 10,000 paints undercutting everyone, which makes it impossible to sell before the next Smithmas sale, and it all went to waste? Part 1 Tip 2 Embrace active flipping. Instead of locking your funds in a long term paint investment, focus on actively flipping items. Keep your inventory in circulation and use the funds you intended for paint investment to buy keys for more items to flip. The TF2 market's dynamic nature allows you to exploit your niches and capitalize on them. Whether you know how to manage unusual skins, spells, killstreak add-ons, and whatever, you can find your way of flipping items. And if you don't know any method, experiment and learn. Very cliche advice, but it definitely works. If you're not willing to pick a method and roll with it, someone else will snag your profit that should belong to you. While letting paint sit in your inventory could yield some profit, actively trading for just 1 to 2 hours a day, maybe even less, could reward you with much higher returns. We're talking about 5x, 10x, and even 20xing the profit in the same amount of time frame. It's not unreasonable to think you could turn $100 into $1,000 in 10 months of unusual trading by searching around the classifieds and relisting for a higher price instead of investing $100 into paints and have it turn into $150. Part 1 Tip 3 Strategies for Flipping. The key to flipping is buying low and selling high. Making offers on others' hats, think strategically about each trade, and decide whether to negotiate for another hat, quick sell your hat, or sell it outright at full price. Think about where you look for your items and think about where you can sell them for the most exposure. Perhaps you set up buy orders for items that no one else is looking for, or you apply for the seller application on marketplace.tf to cross-list and appeal to people willing to pay cash or keys or overpay on items. These are all niches where you can focus on one or two in order to dominate your market competitors by being active and aware of the market. This approach gives you greater control over your profit margins and ensures quicker returns. It keeps your inventory and funds flexible, opening up opportunities for profitable trades that can far outpace the gains from a passive paint investment. Part 2, Tip 1, the exception. Choosing to invest despite the risk. If you find yourself in a position where the time it takes to turn a profit isn't a concern, if you have funds you're willing to risk, or if you genuinely lack the time to engage in active trading, then investing in paints might be the option for you. This also applies if your goal isn't to profit, but to use the paints on new hats, although often buying a pre-painted hat can be more economical. However, I want to emphasize that this should be a well-considered decision. I strongly advise against it because active trading tends to be more profitable and rewarding in the long run. Part 2, Tip 2, timing your sale. If you do decide to invest in paints, aim to sell them around August to early November. This is typically when prices peak, reaching or nearing full price. Selling during this period maximizes your chances of securing a return on your investment. Part 2, Tip 3, be ready to undercut for quick sales. When it's time to sell, be prepared to undercut slightly to ensure a swift sale. Remember, countless others will likely be looking to offload their paint investments, and they won't hesitate to undercut you. If you don't sell before the market is flooded with similar listings, you might have to wait another year, as prices usually drop again when the paints go on sale again. And that brings us to the end of our in-depth look on whether you should invest in paints during the TF2 Smith event. We've covered the risks, the alternatives, and even the exceptions to the rule. The key takeaway is to approach paint investments with caution and consider more active trading strategies for consistent profit and growth. Thank you for tuning into this discussion. If you found the insights and strategies discussed here helpful, please hit the like button and share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever invested in paints, or do you prefer active trading? I'd love to hear your experiences. Don't forget to subscribe for more content when we delve into the nuances of TF2 trading, helping you make informed decisions every step of the way. Remember, successful trading is about strategy, knowledge, and sometimes knowing when to take a step back from seemingly lucrative opportunities. Until next time, keep trading smart and see you in the next video.
This was truly above and beyond the call of duty.
That works. Not bad. Not bad at all.